This is a first-line study for patients with metastatic kidney cancer. And in this study, patients were randomized to receive either the old standard treatment, that was sunitinib monotherapy, that is an anti-angiogenic agent, or the combination on nivolumab plus cabozantinib, that is a combination of one immune checkpoint inhibitor, nivolumab, and one tyrosine kinase inhibitor with mainly anti-angiogenic properties such as cabozantinib. It is a randomized controlled phase 3 trial, phase 3 study, in which patients were stratified according to disease characteristics, especially the MDC prognostic score, and were randomized 1-to-1 to receive either sunitinib, standard dosing schedule, that is 50 milligrams a day, 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off, or nivolumab, 240 milligrams every 2 weeks, plus cabozantinib at 40 milligrams per day orally. The primary endpoint of the study was progression-free survival, and among the secondary endpoints, there was also overall survival, which remains the most important endpoint for every oncological trial. The study were already presented and published on the New England Journal of Medicine. At ASCO GU, we had an update of the trial, the final survival analysis. We showed a significant improvement in terms of progression-free survival in favor of the combination, with a median progression-free survival of more than 15 months as compared to something like 8 point something for sunitinib. That was an advantage that proved to be statistically significant, and more importantly, also a statistically significant overall survival benefit was achieved, with more than 45 months overall survival for the combination as compared to less than 36 months for sunitinib monotherapy. Both differences were statistically significant, and on the top of these results, we were also able to demonstrate the high anti-tumor activity of the combination, which proved able to induce a complete response, that is, that all evidence of disease on a CT scan disappeared in as many as 14% of the patients, which is a very high percentage of patients experiencing complete response. And even more importantly, another 20% of patients had a major response, which is not a complete response, but a response that was very close to complete response. Well, for sure, the Nivo-Cabo combination is one of those combinations which in the past few years proved able to significantly prolong the overall survival of metastatic kidney cancer patients. We should take into account that only in 2005, the expected overall survival for metastatic kidney cancer patient was around 1 year. And now we are speaking about a much higher survival rate. More importantly, we now have a huge amount of patients, again, almost 50% of patients experiencing complete response, which we still do not know because the overall follow-up of this trial is not so long, but still we start speaking about the possibility of curing even metastatic patients. Probably a small percentage of this patient, but this is something that is unprecedented in the field of kidney cancer. Well, we now have 4 different combinations available for the first-line treatment of metastatic kidney cancer patients. And beyond the absolute values of overall survival, which are slightly different depending also on the different follow-up and the different composition of patients in terms of prognostic factors. But if we take a look at the hazard ratio for overall survival, the benefit achieved is similar across the different trials. So what is important, as it has been clearly highlighted by my good friend, Professor Tom Powles from London, is that you have to pick your combination, taking into account the familiarity you have with the agents, the safety profile of the agents, how convincing are the results, but you have to administer the combination in the best possible way, which means an adequate management of adverse events. Unless we can do so, we cannot expect the benefit that has been showed by CheckMate 9ER and honestly also by other studies. For sure, we can conclude that the combination nivolumab plus cabozantinib are one of the standard of treatments today and should be proposed or at least considered to every given patient with metastatic kidney cancer.